What is up, y'all? Today we'll be talking about the Boston Celtics and a trade that I think they could do to get even better this season. But first off, if you like the video, just like the video on YouTube. It is that simple, y'all. Helps me out a ton. And subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. I do the NBA, NFL, college football, college basketball. Post daily, as stated before. Let's talk basketball, y'all. So the Boston Celtics, as we call them, they made it pretty far this postseason, in my opinion. Eastern Conference Finals. I certainly did not think they'd make it that far, and they surprised me. Um, Very good team. Jason Tatum, he might be a sleeper MVP candidate. Not gonna lie, y'all. Kimber Walker's in a good point guard. Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown are amazing defenders. Um, just overall a very good team. Taco Fall is probably the most loved NBA player on the face of the planet right now. It's just a very good team, quite honestly. Um, However, there is one area of weakness, and it is the center position. And it was exploited this offseason, or this postseason, I guess, in the Eastern Conference Finals with Bam Adebayo lining up on Daniel Tice. Let me tell you something. I watched every game except for game one of that series. Daniel Tice was just abused the entire series. I felt bad for the man. Like, oh my lord, Bam Adebayo was working him every single game. It was kind of painful to watch, not gonna lie. Um, yeah, it was interesting. So, the center position is obviously the one area that the Celtics need improved at. And in terms of what centers they could potentially get, and before we get any further into this, yes, I know that they did sign Tristan Thompson this offseason, but Tristan Thompson is 6'9". He is a power forward that can play big, such as Bam Adebayo, which is good when you are, Bam Adebayo. But Tristan Thompson is not Bam Adebayo, y'all. And I just don't think he's the best option that they could get in terms of trading. Um, so we're going to talk about a guy that I do think they should trade for, and his name is Miles Turner. Um, so we'll talk about this from the Celtics point of view before we talk about it from Indy's point of view. So in the Celtics point of view, they need a defensive minded center, y'all. All right. Jason Tatum is amazing in terms of offense, right? Defense, he still has some areas to work on, but he is amazing in terms of offense. Same with Kimber Walker. Kimber Walker is amazing in terms of offense. Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown, those are both defensive focused guys. So it has a mixture of, mainly offense and mainly defense. All right. But the one thing they really lacked was a, defensive big man. And that's where Miles Turner comes in my opinion. 6'11", able to run with the bigger guys in the East, such as Bam, Joel. And, if they would make the finals, hypothetically, that he would be, better equipped to run with, like, AD and Nikola Jokic than, say, Tristan Thompson. So, that's about that. In terms of just why I think they would do this, they were forced to play Grant Williams a little bit that series at freaking center on Bam, and quite honestly, nothing they did worked. Okay, so that's about that. So that's why I think the Celtics should trade for Miles Turner. And obviously, if another big name was to become available, like superstar level, such as say Joel Embiid, hypothetically, or Nikola Jokic, I'd much rather they trade for that because they kind of do need a third star. Because Kimber Walker is good, but he's old, he's injured, he's got a ton of miles on him from his time in Charlotte. Um, Kimber Walker is often injured. Jaylen Brown isn't quite there yet, in my opinion. Marcus Smart, same with him. If they had a second, superstar, such as, MVP level, possibly, they'd do a lot better, in my opinion. So, obviously, if one of those guys became available, they should trade for him. But Miles Turner is the answer to all of that. Defensive focused center that can, allow Jason Tatum and, Kimber Walker to score and then just defend. That's what he would be needed to do. So, in terms of why the Pacers should do it, it's because, quite honestly, he does not have a spot on the team with Sabonis. Um, that's just what it is. Goga is on the team. Goga Badatse, I believe is how you say his last name. and that just kind of complicates things. Now, do I think Goga will, take Miles Turner's spot completely? Not necessarily, but I do think, it could impact the decision, especially if they have a lot of trust in Goga. They would be more confident giving up Miles Turner. So, in terms of, what the trade package would look like, I had to think about this for a little bit because Miles Turner, it's kind of tricky for him, and I'm assuming the Pacers are still trying to contend, so they'd want to get, a contender, like, person of some sorts, along with a younger dude. Um, at the end of the day, I decided to settle on Tristan Thompson. And obviously, salary can like be matched later. I'm no salary cap wizard. I didn't run this to the NBA trade machine or anything. This is just like a hypothetical trade package. Um, at the end of the day, I decided Tristan Thompson because they don't need to get backup of guys. They don't need too many guys at the power forward center position. So I decided Tristan Thompson and Romeo Langford would be a decent trade package. And obviously, as I said before, if they needed to adjust players in terms of salary and stuff, they could do so. But so Miles Turner, he's a good defensive player, not amazing on offense, and that's why I don't think he has super high value in terms of first and second round picks, multiple first and second round picks. They might have to throw into some form of pick compensation, but I wouldn't assume it'd be too much. So why do the Pacers do it? And that's because as I said before, he has no place in the rotation, and because I just don't think the Pacers are going to be amazing this season, quite honestly. Malcolm Brogdon is good, but you can't rely on him to be your first option offensively. Victor Oladipo was good, but until he gets back to fully healthy, I don't know if we'll ever see that again. And he, supposedly was telling teams to come trade for him, wanted to go to Miami, New York. I mean, that situation was confusing. The fact that he's still on the team is kind of surprising to me, not going to lie. Sabonis is just, quietly balling out. Super underrated, in my opinion. TJ Warren, he had that bubble run. Remains to be seen if he can do good. But at the end of the day, I just don't think they're, on the level of, say, the Bucks or, the Heat or the Nets. I just think they're, a small tier or two below that. And at the end of the day, I just think that they might be better off trading Miles Turner. So in terms of Tristan Thompson, they could either, try and find a third team if they did not want him. And Romeo Langford is obviously the key piece on why they would hypothetically do this. Because, younger guy taken with the 14th overall pick went to Indiana. Yeah, he did go to Indiana, I believe. So that just makes it even better for the freaking Pacers. You can get, the crowd from Indiana to come back to see Romeo Langford play. In terms of just straight up, I think it'll look something like, and that was just an example, as I said before, but I think it'll look something like a veteran player, a younger guy, and just some form of pick compensation. In terms of small forward, the Pacers are, somewhat set with freaking TJ Warren, but at the end of the day, they can always get depth, and if Victor Oladipo was to, leave or something, hypothetically, they would be able to slot Romeo Langford in that position. He hasn't lived up to being the 14th overall pick, but hey, he might do better in Indiana, where he would, I'm assuming, get more touches. But yeah, so that's about it for the hypothetical trade for the Boston Celtics. Again, with the season being closer and closer, or by the time I post this, season would probably have started. With the season probably starting by the time I post this, I really don't think we're going to see any trades for a little bit. But hey, you never know. So that's going to be it for today. So like the video if you like the video. Just that simple. Y'all helps me out a ton. And subscribe. Trying to hit 100 subs. It'd be cool if you subscribed. I post daily sports content as mentioned before. And it would be fun. So yeah, that's about that. So I will see y'all around.